Hello YouTube, hope you are all doing well in quarantine. Before I begin, I would like to say this is actually my first ever YouTube video. For this channel, I'm going to be making sports content, video game walkthroughs, and whatever else I'm feeling at that moment. If you want to help out the channel, can you all please subscribe to my channel, hit that notifications button, and please give a thumbs up for this video. For my first ever YouTube video, I'm going to be breaking down my NBA playoff predictions. For this video, I'm going to be first focusing on the Eastern Conference side of the bracket. The 1-8 matchup features the Milwaukee Bucks against the Orlando Magic. This series should be rather easy to predict the winner since the Bucks were the best team this entire regular season and finished with a 56-17 win-loss record. While the Orlando Magic have one of the better defenses in the NBA, the Magic have the worst offense in the entire NBA playoffs. The Magic averaged only 107 points per game this regular season, which is on par with the Detroit Pistons, Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Chicago Bulls. That isn't company you want to be associated with as a playoff team. In their previous 4 matchups this past season, the Bucks dominated the Magic in each of their meetings, winning by an average of 17 points. The Bucks proved that their number 1 rated offense in the NBA, which averaged over 118 points per game, has too much firepower for a young Magic team, who already lost some key pieces like Jonathan Isaac. Nikola Vucevic also isn't good enough to be the best player on the team that will beat the first seeded Bucks. The Bucks will sweep the Magic in the first round. Next, we have the 2-7 matchup between the Toronto Raptors and Brooklyn Nets. Before the bubble started, I was enticed by the thought of having both Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving return to the Nets. However, with KD and Kyrie deciding to sit out the rest of the season, the Raptors should have a decided advantage against a less than fully loaded Nets team. Surprisingly though, even without KD and Kyrie, the Nets, led by Spencer Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert, showed a lot of promise. In the bubble, the Nets were able to defeat the Clippers and Bucks, who many consider the favorites to win this year's NBA Finals. The Raptors have just been as impressive throughout the year. Without Kawhi, the Raptors actually finished with a higher winning percentage as compared to last year. The reason the Raptors were able to have an incredible season was the coaching of Nick Nurse and the improved play of Pascal Siakam. Siakam continued his last postseason dominance by finishing this regular season with a 23-7-4 stat line, not to mention shooting 45% from the field, 35% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line. So in this series, I believe the Raptors will win 4-1. The Raptors will flex their championship blood and clamp down on the Nets with the number 1 defense in the entire NBA, which allowed only 106.5 points per game this season. In the 3-6 matchup between the Celtics and the 76ers, before the bubble started, this was the most anticipated matchup of round 1. However, with Ben Simmons injured, the 76ers will continue to struggle against better coached teams like the Celtics. The 76ers have struggled to stay healthy all year, and they already had questionable chemistry on the team. Joel Embiid also is one of the most unpredictable players in the NBA. One night he might average 40 points and 15 rebounds, the next he might score 10 points and 5 rebounds. The Celtics, on the other hand, are known to be well coached, as evidenced by their second-ranked defense in terms of points per game. With the leap both Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown made this season, the Celtics should handily beat a depleted and chaotic 76ers team. The Celtics will also win this series 4-1. Finally, we have the 4-5 matchup between the Indiana Pacers and the Miami Heat. The Jimmy Butler versus TJ Warren beef is something I will be excited to watch. This matchup definitely seems the closest on paper, and I would not be shocked if it went one way or another. TJ Warren has been an offensive breakout star in the bubble. In the bubble, he averaged 31 points per game, 6.3 rebounds per game, and 2 assists per game. Victor Oladipo also came back to help the Pacers in the bubble and provides legitimate star power. However, the reason I believe the Heat will come out on top is 2 reasons. The first reason is the defensive prowess of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler shut down TJ Warren in the bubble and held him to only 12 points, 5 for 14 shooting, and 2 for 6 from 3. Also, in today's NBA, 3-point shooting has been emphasis in terms of winning games. The Miami Heat have the best 3-point shooting percentage in all of basketball and shoot a ridiculous 38.1% from beyond the arc. So while I think this matchup will be close, I predict the Miami Heat will narrowly beat the Pacers in a 7-game series. So in conclusion, I have the Bucks sweeping the Magic, the Toronto Raptors and the Boston Celtics winning fairly easily in their matchups, 4-1, and the Heat to edge out the Pacers in the 7-game series. That's all I got for this video, and if you agree or disagree, please comment down below. I would love to hear your predictions for this year's playoffs.